Question: what is the best way to market your book?
By acting like a lady, but thinking like a man.
Oh, you fell for that sexist crap.
The answer is to make a movie about the book. And Think Like a Man was a great movie. It was a very good movie. And it's a black movie, so you know there's going to be a lot of beautiful black booty in this movie. Like this one. Just look at that. How about this? And over here, if you look far away in the back, you will see God's beautiful creation basking in the sun. Oh God, you are so good. You are wonderful, my Lord. And the movie was great because it showed us every single way in which the book was not great. You see what I'm saying? You see, at the time, the world, especially the black community, did not have any guidance, any mainstream guidance, I should say, on relationships. And so we needed somebody to teach women how men work. And who better to do it than Steve Harvey, the man who has had the perfect marriage 3 times.
Until you understand how a man loves, how a man operates, how he thinks, until you get into the mindset of a man, you will never win with us in the game of love.
Well, we certainly want to win with you in the game of love, Steve.
And the result was the book Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man.
And hardcover and paperback.
For my book club.
For me.
The boys are waiting for their own version, Act Like a Man, Think Like a Lady, but I guess Steve Harvey doesn't know how to think like a lady, so I guess Oprah Winfrey has to write it because, or maybe Bob Risky. So the main plot of the movie is that these guys,
You got the player, you got the mama's boy, you got the dreamer. The dreamer's funny. And last but not least, you got the non-committer. Pass the ball. Take for instance the happily married man, which brings us to my personal favorite. You got the happier divorced guy.
they represent every type of guy in the world according to Steve Harvey, or at least every type of guy in the world that women want or are going to meet. I don't know, something like that. And these girls represent every type of woman in the world who wants to get married and are going to meet these type of guys. Does that make sense? So these guys are clueless about relationships. Keyword, relationships, because they seem to understand women quite a bit. At least the bad ones.
Now I'm smiling. I'm gonna walk away from here like a fairy now because I'm all happy.
A fairy.
Yeah. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Got shut down.
Wait.
I'm calling back for another episode of Crazy.
And these girls are clueless about men in general. And so the book is the solution to their problems.
Steve Harvey.
And I think this movie is responsible for the millions of men around the world who fell in love with Megan Good's lips and her face and her body and her everything, because oh my God, that woman, man. I'm so happy she left that pastor. No offense to him, but he was limiting her abilities. Now when I look at her Instagram, I feel happy. Because when she was with the pastor, she wasn't posting like that. You get what I'm saying? I feel good now. And over here, we get a sneak peek of Megan Good's taste in men in real life.
Figured we need some caffeine after last night.
It was amazing.
At the end, they go find Jesus. Alex? So, yes, the Tyler Perry movie? Alex.
Looks like she has a thing for guys who like to run away and sometimes accidentally beat a woman in the process. Okay, you get it? If you don't get it, forget about it. And so the solution to all their problems is the book, of course. And here lies the problem. So Steve Harvey, or as I call him, Oprah Winfrey with no hair and a dick, teaches the women everything they need to know about men. And when I first saw this movie, I thought like, I didn't think the book was real. But then I saw the book in a bookshop and I'm like, oh, everything in the book is actually real. Yeah, he said all these things.
We kind of like dogs. See, you pet us, we'll be loyal to you forever.
Yeah, dogs. There you go, Steve.
So the girls get the book and they start using the stuff in the book on their men. And the first thing you learn is that these girls are dumb as shit. Because they are saying everything to the men word for word. Everything they read in the book word for word. They ask the same questions.
My short-term goals.
And of course, because the book is popular, the guys also find the book and realize this is what the girls are doing.
We use Steve Harvey's words against them. We pretend to give them what they want, so we get what we want.
Which is the main problem that dismantles the usefulness of this book. If I know a girl who is using this book, and I knew a few back then, and I want the girl's punani, all I need to do is also read the playbook, become the guy she wants, and then after I get the punani, I am gone. Which is what the guys did in the film, especially Megan Good's guy, this guy.
Oh, my bad. Xavier, this is
Now, ladies, if a man simply introduces you as his friend, then please understand you are nothing more than his friend. See, if a man has a plan for you in his future, then he's gonna profess it. He's gonna attach a title to it. You're gonna be his woman, his lady, his fiance, or
My girlfriend Maya.
So one of the rules in the book is the 90-day rule, which again, I thought it was not real, but I read the book and I'm like, oh, it is actually a thing that he says.
let's see how he performs. If he comes in on time, if he proves himself, then we'll give him benefits. So a Ford Motor Company waits 90 days to pass out their benefit package. Why won't women wait?
Because a woman is not a company. They are not a car company where they give you probation until they realize that you are good and do all these things. They are not. And also, I could flip it around. If KFC gives you your food in 30 minutes as a woman, why should you wait longer to give your man the punani? Do you see how this works? And this is the book that taught me that the fact that somebody uses an example or an analogy does not make what they are saying sensible. And this no sex rule for women always funny to me, because pastors, counselors, coaches, Steve Harvey, people like that, they all assume that the girl is never the one who wants to have the sex. That women are never also horny for the men they meet. And as the women know secretly, this is not true. Okay, this is something that I myself, I've not experienced this. I've not experienced this at all. The punani has been represented as this thing that is always for the taking. You know, you have to earn it and get it. But sometimes, a lot of times, it is given. Okay, they want to give it. Some people prefer to be filled by the Holy Spirit. Others prefer to be filled in other ways. You understand? So this idea that if you withhold sex, no, it's crazy. But that is the advice he gives. So I guess he put it in a book, and he has more money than me. So I guess you have to listen to him. So this guy uses the book to get Megan Good's punani.
So is any of it real? Any of it? The whining, the dining, calling me your girlfriend? Or is that all just to get the cookie?
But then when he puts the book aside, that's when he gets the girl for real.
I don't want the sex, Maya. I want you.
It's bullshit.
Okay, that's bullshit. Yes, of course I want the sex, but the difference is the sex is all I wanted before I met you. Now, I want you.
The same with the mama's boy. He uses the book to get the girl. He tells her everything she wants to hear because of what he knows she has been reading. But then when he puts the book aside, that is when he actually gets the girl.
And I just want everybody in the world to know that she's the #1 woman in my life. Thanks, everybody.
Do you see a trend over here? Now, of course, there are many things in the book that actually make sense if you happen to be in the exact situations described in the book. Like, as somebody who is a mama's boy myself, I agree, mama's boys are horrible. Do not date those people. We always want things the way our mom did it for us. We want our mom around all the time, or even worse, we will try to turn you into our mom. If a mommy's boy calls you mommy in bed, he might not be referring to you. Some of them will even tell you to call them son instead of daddy. Sick behavior. Now, Taraji's character represents the strong, successful, and lonely woman.
Ah, this is you. Strong, independent, and lonely women.
I'm tired of these things, man. She wants a man who is higher than her. She wants a rich man. You know, that whole thing. Women date up. That whole thing. She finds a good guy, but she doesn't like him because he doesn't have money. And then she finds a guy with money, but then the guy doesn't listen to her.
I know I'm not exactly a kid, but I am the youngest CEO of a Fortune 500 company.
Yes,
Now I'm focusing my sights on the Far East. I was talking to Warren the other day.
And then the very moment she hears that the good guy is starting his business, he's a chef, is when she all of a sudden falls in love.
I'll take the chef special.
Is that with chicken or...
Hey, back up the line.
Look, this is personal, not business.
What are you doing?
I want you back.
Yeah, I listen, I'm not an acquisition. You can't just
I'm
decide.
asking.
If I was the guy, I wouldn't take her because that's not real love, bro. And even when she comes to the place, she's acting like a bitch and stuff. That's not real. Is this the advice that we are getting from this thing? Jesus Christ. And the girl who wants the ring, Gabrielle Union, she tries to turn her man into the kind of guy that will give her the ring, but the guy is not into it.
Okay, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna trick him into giving you a ring?
I'm not gonna trick him. I'm going to require him.
It's been 9 years.
Uh-huh.
So what makes you think it's gonna change now?
I've got some new information.
And my thing is, if you are trying so hard to get a guy to give you a ring, maybe you don't. Maybe he doesn't want to do it. Or maybe he doesn't have the money to do it. People don't think about these things, like the wedding thing. I've seen these videos online where like the girl is proposing to the guy. It makes no sense to me because like if you're proposing to the guy, are you going to pay for the wedding? Because you know when you watch these videos, the guys are always look surprised and they're shocked. Do you know why? Because he's thinking about money. Okay, you've proposed to me. Now you're forcing me into a situation where I have to pay for a wedding. I don't have the money. But of course, in the movie, the guy changes and then he gets a job and then he now gives her the ring, you know.
I want to buy you a house.
That's my man. Step up there.
I want to buy you this house.
Back up, bitch. You ain't buying my house.
Oh, it's fine. No.
How the hell are you talking about buying my house?
I know.
And then you have Kevin Hart's character who just got a divorce and we are shown clearly that he's in a bad marriage. Like the marriage is horrible, but then at the end they have this scene, almost getting to the end, they have this scene where he misses her and then he calls her and he's like, I'm coming home. Like
I'm tired of this tough shit. I miss you, Gail. Gail, I ain't been the same, man. I'm out here in these streets and shit. I'm out here in the strip clubs. These girls calling me by my first name. I'm there every day.
Why not give him a new girl who is good? Like, because the marriage is bad. If Harvey himself didn't go back, he went forward 3 times. So why did he like?
Pull your pants up, Cedric.
But all of that aside, as a movie, I love this. I remember watching it back then. I loved this movie, but it's so funny. The story is so great. Like. This movie is like a 10 over 10 for me. Aside the book stuff, if you don't think about it in the context of real life, because the book is supposed to help you in real life, the movie itself, great movie. Okay, I fuck, bro. I mean, they should keep. Why don't they make this kind of black movies anymore? I miss these kind of movies, especially this particular cast. They made so many black classics. I think what Steve Harvey needs to do now is to write another book to show men how to be the kind of man that he's talking about, because the book kind of assumes that men are just like this, you know, they're just like this and that's it, you know, and so if you find this one, you find that one, you find that one, then you know you follow the steps and then you find your dream guy, right? Like that's not how real life is. Like there are many different kinds of people, like in different cultures everywhere. I guess this book is geared towards the American culture, but this book was everywhere, all around the world. It's in Ghana here a lot. It was, I don't see it lately, but it was in Ghana here a lot.
Why should I have to lower my standards to get a man? Who does that?
Sorry. Now what, man?
I still will ask you to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I will ask you to in the comments below. Let me know what you think about the video. If you like this video, you will like my other video on the movie Beyonce made. For those of you who have seen it already, you know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't seen it, if you are new, check out that Beyonce movie. It will come on your screen right now. You're going to love it, trust me. And this guy loved this girl so much that he was willing to put aside Steve Harvey's book to get a girl, but he still doesn't love it as much as I love you. And I'll see you guys in another video. Sing the song.
People are gonna never ever ask you to like and subscribe, but you go share my video if you know you're feeling my vibe. People are gonna never ever ask you